Hello, everyone. I am the Litzy. So, I have been working on making isometric battle maps to use in Roll20 in Blender for a while now. And recently I've figured it out. And I want to share that with you because I could not find any tutorials online for it. So, in a blank file, go ahead and put down a camera and zero out its rotation. In the camera settings, change it to orthographic, raise it on the Z-axis. You can raise it as much as you'd like. If you see any clipping inside of your scene, it's because something is behind its plane of view. So just raise it on its local Z-axis, if that's the case. Inside of camera view, set your rotation point to 3D cursor and rotate it on the x-axis by 54.726 degrees. Rotate it on the z-axis by 45. 54.726 is the magic number because when you have a plane and you extrude an edge up by 1 meter, so you see its z-axis is now 1 meter, its points will directly line up onto this edge and these grid points. I don't know why, for math reasons, 54.726 is the number, but it is. So from here, I'm just going to increase this orthographic scale so I have more space to work with. You see it's clipping down here, so I'm going to press G, Z, Z to move it on its local Z-axis like this. And I'm just going to throw together a quick map here. One thing that makes it a little bit easier if you use edge select, G, Y, X, Here's another quick tip. So whenever you can use Control R to put things. You can use this here to set things to where it should be because everything should be an increment of 1 meter. In this case, it's 2.5 because it's measuring that point right there. Change that back to medium point. So when you extrude something, make sure you are extruding it by an axis, and you can hold Control to use incremental movement instead of more gradual. Because if you extrude it and you just do it visually, that looks right, but it's actually not. So just get in the habit of moving everything on an axis. You can do Shift Z to move it on everything but the Z axis, or you can use either the X or Y to move it by specific increments. Another quick tip is that I'll show you is how to make stairs. So down here, so if I want to make some stairs here, I'm going to extrude the bottom edge out as long as I want the stairs to be. And then I will extrude another one on the Z-axis, how high I want the stairs to be. So we'll have a long, shallow staircase here. Select that edge and use Control B to bevel it. So now we have a ramp. Under here in bevel, under profile type, choose custom, then steps, and then increase its segments until it is correct. You will end up with a duplicate edge here. So just select everything, mesh, merge by distance. You can just do that at the end if you want. You can see down here it removed 4 vertices. And just for visual sake, Let's how much did I move this up by? 1 meter. So this should be 1 meter high as well. And I'm going to merge again there to combine those vertices. So we have a simple map here. I'm going to set the resolution to something square. Line up the camera and adjust its orthographic scale. Of course, the great thing about Blender is you have realistic lighting. So I'm just going to throw on this texture here. I have lots of extra credits, so. Then I'm just going to there we go. So great thing about Blender is that you can have realistic lighting. Put that into rendered. I like setting my world color to black, but if you're creating like an outdoor scene, you could have it be sunny, whatever. But in my current campaign, everything is underground, so oh, that's the wrong thing. Doesn't matter. Here. So, we can have different lights around and we can have pretty normal maps and colors and whatever else you might want. And purple. Why not? So, one thing I like to do is add in a mesh. And I am going to make it subdivide and select faces a 1 square block somewhere. And to make this show up really easily, I'm just going to make a emission shader. So it's just going to show up as flat white. So we're going to render this image out. EV, so it's basically instant. And going to save this image as just example map and lower the compression. All right, so now in Roll20, I have just a blank map here. Under settings, so this is what you'll see when you create a new map. I'm going to set its scale to 1 meter. Now, and also because I'm currently running Daggerheart, you could turn on range scale there. Now, because the basic measurement unit that Blender uses is meter, you can change that to 5 feet, and you can even change the grid to 5-foot grid. If you're really, really married to using feet, that's fine. Go for it. Under grid type, set that to isometric. Under board color, you can either select dominant color. In this case, it'll come up as black because I have the most of the image is black. But if you wanted to make sure, you could set that to black and go ahead and save that. So now we have an isometric map here. Now here's something that I struggle with currently. I haven't figured it out. Is I can't really figure out how the isometric grid is actually measured in Roll20, I don't really know how you count it because I don't know if you count this line or if you count this as a half or what. So I'm going to use this method. So just add in your map and don't worry about that. So under advanced transform, disable grid snapping, and you know that this should be exactly 1 square. So just align that up until 1 square, and also everything else should line up. You know, things that are just a tiny bit wrong here could end up being very wrong elsewhere. So you notice that this still doesn't quite line up. So we're just going to scale that until it fits. And this looks pretty good. So for some reason it ended up not choosing black. So we're just gonna pop in here. We're just going to black, save settings. All right. So if I wanted to, now that I have this lined up, I could create another image without that, or you could just block that part out. The main thing is I just render my image with plenty of buffer space on the edge. And if the map is bigger than what is Roll20, I know that the image is square. So just expand the page by a square amount. So, you know, this map is too small. I'll make it 30 by 30 or 40 by 40. Just keep it square and it'll be fine. And now everything works. So if I want to measure something, everything is exactly as you would expect it to be. So you can also at this point, if you want, turn off the grid. If you like playing gridless, everything will continue to work just fine. And you can add in, I'm gonna just, there you go. Now there's your person. And I should have put that in token layer, but you get it. So you have your people and you can measure your cones and your circles and whatever else you want to do. And everything just works. So I hope this helps some people. Isometric maps are really cool. You having the verticality of everything. It's something that I feel like is often so very missing from battle maps is having a lot of verticality. So I hope this helps some people. And if you want to see some more videos like this, or you want to see some more isometric maps that I've come up with, just let me know. Thank you and have a great day.